Hi, thank you so much for being a home group leader and agreeing to run the Exodus series with your group. I think you'll find it to be a very, very real, honest kind of series. I just wanted to spend maybe 3 minutes or so talking to you about how you might best approach our Exodus series, because it's quite different from Ephesians and some of the New Testament books. Firstly, you need to understand its historical importance. The things that we cover in the book of Exodus actually took place. The entire nation of Israel, Christians and Jews all around the world, celebrate through the Passover the events in the book of Exodus. It's a foretelling actually of Jesus Christ and what He came to do with His redemptive work. I hope as well that when we do the book of Exodus, you will see God's hand through all of this. You know, despite all of the hiccups and the problems and the getting lost in the wilderness, God actually ends up fulfilling His promise. He actually does get them to the promised land. He actually does redeem the nation of Israel, and it becomes one of the most epic stories of salvation from slavery. And it is, again, this mirror of what Jesus Christ does with us. But what I wanted to do was to take some time actually to talk about our orientation when we look at stories in the book of Exodus. It's not like Ephesians where it'll tell you, this is the principle, here's the instruction. Instead, it invites you to analyze that story, which could be very well be the story of your own life. Here are some questions that I'd like all of us as leaders even to answer as we go through the stories of the book of Exodus. One, I think you need to look at a story and you need to go, what is God doing in this story? You need to then ask the question, what was the response like? How did people respond to that? Or if it's a story of your own life, you need to go, well, I'm going through this trial right now. What's God doing in this? And what is my response like? What does my response say about me and the kind of person that I'm becoming? Sometimes when we respond to a trial, we bring out the worst in us. We complain. We blame God. We abandon God. Sometimes we bring in our own idols. And so we need to ask, what does our response say about us? And then I think as we do the book of Exodus, you need to ask this question. How am I transforming? Have I really changed through this situation? Or does God need to bring me through the situation again? Does He need to repeat this in our life? Because we're going to see in the book of Exodus that people, ourselves included, are very slow at change. And it takes repeat after repeat, trial after trial for us to get the message. I hope that the book of Exodus will orient you to look at your own life and see God's transformation work in you. This is a book that will focus on the transforming process that God takes us through. It was a 40-year story. It's really the story of us. God bless.